Jupiter is so like out there.
Yes.
Even though she told me the other day, she's like, oh my God, she goes, Mom, have you ever heard of the name, what was the name? Linda? Isn't that like so strange? I was like, girl, if you only knew.
Oh my God, we're back, and we have.
Welcome.
Well, I'd say we're better than ever.
We are doing great.
Natasha.
Yes.
We can't leave this guest to our left for this long. The space
We just started.
I know, but I hate the space in the podcast before you introduce the guest. The guest is sitting there. The guest is.
I hate it when I'm a guest because I want to just start contributing to the conversation.
So let's just get her in here. She's one of my best friends. She's a sweet, sweet angel fallen from heaven. We met on a show
guest,
called
by the way.
Huge guest, giant, bigger star quality than anyone we've ever sat with. Aside from the two of us, combined, the two of us combined in an overcoat could potentially reach the earlobes of her star quality. Enough is enough. I'm also going to mention she's a fucking mogul. She's not just an actress. She's not just, to me, still a pop star. I don't care how long it is till you release your next album. To me, she's my pop star. She is a business fucking mogul. She has a brand called Being Frenchie. It's not enough that it's in all the Targets. It was just announced that it's now in Ulta Beauty. Put your hands together for Ashley Tisdale French. Yes.
Bravo.
She's married. It's French now.
Oh, you're Ashley Tisdale French?
I'm really Ashley French, but like on socials, on the Instagram handle, we kept Ashley Tisdale
I can't believe you knocked that last name off.
I know. You know, it was really important to me because I have been Ashley French since I've been married, so personally at home, but stayed Ashley Tisdale for like my business stuff. And as soon as I launched this blog called By Ashley French. I was like, I really feel like it's my time to get even more personal with people. I'd launched a blog called Frenchie, which turned into the product line Being Frenchie.
God, by the way, no one has had this much success with blogs. Everyone has a blog.
Blogs
and
are
you're
so
a good
old.
writer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Like, I don't want to write it out, so I'm like, I'll just do a podcast.
I know. And I'm the opposite. I'm like, I really like to write. And so
she likes to write. Unfortunately, none of her writing gets any attention. No.
Well,
it's been truly a superpower. I have no idea. Like, I didn't know I have the power in writing like I do.
Did you go to high school? Because I know you were a child actor, so I was like, were you educated on set?
No, I went to regular high school.
Okay.
I went to regular high school, graduated, and I worked in regular stores until I was actually on
What
The
regular
Sweet Life.
stores did you work in?
Wet Seal, Hollister,
Wet Seal,
Hollister, Charlotte Russe, and I was working at Hollister up
This is a
until I was
lot. You
on.
also started acting so young. What, you were like
know.
10 years old at Wet Seal?
No, I was 16.
How wet would you like your seal?
I was 16, and my dad was like, you're going to have a regular job until you're on a TV series. And I was booking pilots at that time. Like, I remember the first pilot I did was for Chuck Lorre, and it was for, it was called Nathan's Choice. It was so funny. But I was 16. It didn't get picked up. And then following year, I got like another pilot. So I was finally like on like, I was booking pilots finally. They just weren't getting to series. So I worked in the mall. And then finally, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody got picked up, and I was like, I've got to quit this job, Dad. And he was like, no, it's fine. But I'm so glad, to be honest, because I think that like a lot of my just like how I've stayed grounded in what I've done since even being in the business since I was 3 is because of that stuff, is because I know what it's like to work a real job.
Since you were 3?
Yeah, since I was 3, I've been in the business.
That is intense. And so, you know, my daughter is very identifying with performing arts. Mm-hmm. And I told her, you can do any kind of theater, any kind of classes until you're 18, then you can be on TV.
I feel the exact same way. My daughter, my 5-year-old Jupiter, is like destined for something because she has that like spark, and she just like, I think I've never understood when people are like, oh my God, you have that thing. I've always heard like my whole life. And I was like, I don't know what that means. But then I see her and I'm like, oh, she's got this thing that me and Chris can't tame. And it's like, she wants to, like every day she's performing for us. And I'm like, it's so sweet. And I'm like, you can do theater, you can do dance class, you can do all those things. But like, I don't I don't.
But
want
you
her in the
will work
business
at
until-
Hollister till you're 40.
You will have
It's
real
the
jobs.
family curse.
Yes.
Sabrina disagrees. Wolfie has done modeling jobs.
No, well, first of all, Wolfie was born. Everybody that looks at Wolfie is like, this kid is a model. This kid belongs in front of the camera. My response, you're a pedophile. Get away from my child. Until I got an email from someone that worked at Old Navy being like, we want your whole family to model. Are you comfortable with your kid modeling then? And I'm like, you want him skinny? You want him fat? You want him tan? You want him uneducated?
My God.
How do you want him? Because if I'm involved, you're getting him. And then that was a thrill. The craft services table. I mean, that must have been as a kid. Like that's like the tangible part of your payment. It's like, oh my God, these mango sticks.
No, everybody knows. I mean, I've had like being on set. I love to eat. And so it's like my favorite place is the craft services table. And it's like, it gives me the energy to do the work that I do. And like, I've had like producers be like, Ashley, you're about to do your shots. Stop eating the hamburger like right now. Like, it's like, I'm like,
but
I have to.
I
it's
think,
like,
yeah,
my
like getting
thing.
a free piece of cheese. And unlimited.
But just like
and look, there's
snacks
Tupperwares
unlimited
right
all
there.
day.
You could take them home. It's incredible. But then with Wolfie, so I just put together an audition for him because he wants to be on this Mark Rober show called Schooled.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And for that, I'm like, yes, you can audition for that. But the idea of like slating and being like, Daddy like me? There's no. But like Mark Rober like me is yes for me.
Well, I'm just like, you never know what these shows' lives are going to be. You know, like we just finished 7 seasons of Young Sheldon, and I literally watched Sheldon from like a car seat to college, and I'm like, I saw his childhood.
Yeah.
Like, because we watched it, and I think it's amazing, but then it's also like, that was it. I saw it. It was so public.
It is, and it's like, I think it's really hard. I think there are different stages in this like business where it's like, you know, when you're a child actor, do you make it to the other side of like doing something and moving out of being a child actor? And there's so much that kids go through that you're like the pressure, you know, like you don't come out of it clean. Like I have anxiety, and my parents always go, where did that come from? And I'm like, probably my lifestyle as like a kid that's like 3 years old, you know, having the pressure to perform. Like, of course I have
not conscious
anxiety.
of that sort of idea of like making it out of the child actor barrel. And you had just said that like the guy from Disney, when you were working on Zack and Cody, you were 18 and he was like, you're the oldest person on this channel.
Literally, yeah, the president. I was like, and it was really funny because I remember that moment being like, you know, I looked 15 and I was 18, and the president just kind of, I swear in a way, he was like, you're the oldest on our channel. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. And, you know, in the Disney kind of
probably
thing.
coming on to you.
No.
You're the only legal one here.
No, he's super nice. But the Disney machine was, you're on a TV series, you do the movies, you do all these things. And I had auditioned so long for Disney and I was never getting it, and finally got the TV show. And I felt like he was just filing me away. Like it wasn't like I was going to be part of the Disney machine where I get the other roles. Like I was, like High School Musical, they did not want me in. Like the president was like, no, she's on a TV show. We have her on that.
Wait,
and
how do you know that?
Oh, because Kenny Ortega told me. And like Kenny fought for me because basically like they were auditioning the movie. I never auditioned. I found out about the audition when everyone was screen testing.
Okay.
And I was like, wait, why didn't I get to audition for this Disney Channel movie? I'm on the channel now. Like, how am I not being like asked to come to this audition?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, well, we already know who we want. We're already screen testing. And my manager was like, you have to bring her in. She's one of the stars of your TV shows. Like, you have to bring her in to meet with Kenny. So I went in like the day before they screen tested and had to sing You Can't Stop the Beat from Hairspray. And basically did my lines. And he was like, she's screen testing. And then at the screen test, he turned around to everybody and he was like, she's the one. And they were like, no.
In front of you?
No.
I was
like it was a Broadway style thing.
Mm.
So all of us were being cut throughout the day. Like on a Broadway audition, you basically sing, you dance, you do the acting, and like people are getting cut throughout it.
And then they call people, and then you think you got it, and they're like, you guys can go home.
And I love, and your parents are like, where did you get the anxiety from?
Exactly. And
They're
so
like, you're dead.
that was like happening. And so, yeah, we went home, and basically I didn't find out about this until we were on set, because what happened was Kenny said, I fought for you to be here. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, they told me you had a show and it was going back in. So in order for me to do High School Musical, they had to work around my schedule, which was like going to be a lot. And Kenny was like, I don't care what we have to do. She's Sharpay.
God, I love Kenny.
He's the best.
Well,
he's the best.
My daughter's 8, a little older than yours. Yours is 6, right? Your
5.
oldest one? 5. Okay. So she's just gotten into this realm that was like, I don't know how it happened, but it's like the most sexualized tween shows that she's watching.
What shows?
Check this one out. Natasha sent a clip
I opened my laptop. Don't make fun of my laptop. I know it's dirty.
Everyone will be making, if you can see this on YouTube,
my laptop is like
very entertained.
Smudged. But as soon as because she had been watching TV all day, so I open up my laptop and then another episode is starting. So I just want to show you how this cameraman gets into the shot.
Smudged is a native blessing. Your laptop is filthy.
Well, it's recorded on my.
Listen,
it's like
I feel you. I understand. My laptop's
so
the
this
same.
is how.
Are you using it like a touch screen?
No, listen, my kid watches it all day, so she's like
just putting the hand on like the Titanic scene.
She's 6.
She's 8.
Oh, 8.
So this is a show that was recommended for 8 to 13-year-olds, and this is the way into the shot. I don't even know. The show's called Kaylee.
If you're listening, it's a close up of a foot with a stiletto and then a child's legs.
Yes. So it's like
cool.
Did you think
cool
that was
way
weird?
in, like to start on the foot and then slowly pan up the leg for a children's show.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't understand.
Put this guy, whoever shot this, put them in the Epstein files too.
That is
where they're safe, where no one reads.
Well, Disney would never. Let me just tell you.
Are you kidding?
They would never.
Are you serious?
Never. Disney, you couldn't even wear a bikini. I had to wear a onesie.
Ashley showing up to set, 18 years old.
I could not wear bikinis. You couldn't show certain, they were very protective over what you wore. And it was definitely different.
What's the show called? Kaylee's Secret or something? Team Kaylee.
Kaylee's secret is that the adults are staring at her legs.
But I'm like, my daughter's 8, and she's like, I love this show. It's good. I know it. I understand it.
I know it. I get it.
But something about it's just like. Please, it's just
very interesting. Yeah.
So it's this is subliminal that she's getting, and now I took her shopping, and she wants little heels, and she wants crop tops and tube tops, and I'm like, this is the shows, and it just kind of got away from me.
Yeah.
I don't know how this happened,
The desire for girls to get dolled up, though, do you think that it starts with TV or is it just innate?
I think it's innate because even my 5-year-old loves Disney not Disney, but little, they are Ariel high heel shoes. She likes to dress up in the dresses. That was not something I put on her. I was very much she was earthy baby.
Yes.
As a newborn, and she wore I pushed earthy colors. I'm more of not such a girly girl. I'm jeans and a t-shirt type of gal.
Yes.
So I would push that more, and she came out swinging with I need princess dresses.
Yes.
And I need all the things.
It's undeniable. It happens, but you can also boost it and encourage it, or you can kind of
be
I don't know. It's just I just feel like she's so obsessed with these shows now, and it's hard to dial it back once they're there. Probably video games.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine that as a kid you're craving to put your feet in heels, but then also I'm a guy in a woman's body that uses she pronouns. So I think that my path was my tendencies were all masculine, but now having boys and seeing the girls, I'm yeah, there is boys and girls shit and tendencies. But I always thought high heels was Chinese foot binding.
No, I remember wanting to wear the fake high heels. I remember being 4, and I had this very strong memory. It might be one of my first memories, which was red nail polish. Someone painted my nails red, and then I had a gold watch.
Oh my God.
And I just remember looking at it and being yes, this is me.
Yes!
This is the future. It was it just came out of me. So
oh my God.
I remember the feeling from seeing gold and red together.
Yeah. That is really funny.
Do you have a gold watch now?
No, it was just the only gold. It was a digital gold. It was just that combo was turned me on.
Hey, when we hit 100,000 subscribes, I'm buying Natasha a fake gold watch.
It's one
Mark
of those
my
digital
words.
gold watches.
Okay, so now you are a parent.
Yes.
And so your take on being a parent is like, get these kids out of the business, but let them perform. Because I also think that the piece that like is robbery a little bit that like parents don't anticipate, because it's exciting for your kid to make money, is that as soon as you are making money, people will treat you differently. And so that part of your childhood is always and forever taken away and shifted.
Yeah.
No matter how protective your parents are, people will act different around you. Is that part of what?
I think what it is just like, I want my kids to be kids. Like, I didn't really get to, I mean, my dad was very adamant about me having a regular childhood while doing what I was doing. And I'm so grateful for that. But it's like, I had to come to terms like a couple years ago. I think it was like 10 years ago. I did all this work on myself where it's like, I'm enough without doing what I'm doing. Like, we are enough as we are. We don't have to prove to anyone that we aren't. And so I think that for me, it's just like, I don't want my daughters learning, like, you know, that they're valued for what they're doing, and their worthiness is connected to performing. And so I think it's like, I just want her to be a kid. And even sometimes, like, you know, they can take it so seriously. And like, I see my niece and her friends, and like, they take it to the extreme of like being in theater and stuff. And I'm like, you guys, this isn't a job. Like, just have fun. Like, I think it's just like, let the kids have fun.
You guys, this play is not good.
But there's also, they're exposed to so much. Like, half the kids in her class right now want to be pop star royalty when they grow up. I mean, I'm like, that's
because of the K-pop demon.
I guess. Like, I'm like, that's not a job.
Pop star royalty?
Yeah, like that's what they.
If it is a job, though.
Well, it's also like a lot of kids want to just be YouTube famous and stuff, because it's like they've
but also
that.
By the way, YouTube famous is like, now YouTube careers are kind of like an empowering way to be in the business.
For sure.
For an over 18-year-old.
Well, I was talking to an executive. That's right. I was talking to an executive, and they were talking about how basically like people that incubate their ideas on YouTube actually have the most power to step into Netflix and pitch or whatever. And that these like bigger streamers are sort of focusing now on potentially like incubating that and having their own. I do think you need
to be a certain age to get to that point where, you know, like, I do think that it's amazing, like, just our generation and the generation, like, everyone, we know marketing better than people like in like the corporate offices. Like,
well, you certainly do.
I mean, I just like, I mean, that's what I bring to being Frenchie, is like, I feel like I knew exactly how to visualize it, market it. And I was never like insecure around my partner, who I know has done this for a long time, but I'm like, it's a different way with social media. We've grown up with social media, so we know how to use it and work it and all the things, which I think is really cool. But I do think that with social media specifically, you need to, I don't think I'll ever let my kids on it until they're like 18.
Yes, definitely no social media till 18.
I think of course. And I think the under 15 crowd right now they might have a future with that being a reality, because we learned from this sort of lost generation that like, oh, you shouldn't just let your kid go into their bedroom at 11 with their phone for 3 hours.
I think it's just more harmful.
We just didn't
than
know.
Like positive, you know.
And I feel bad that happened, but I do feel like so many parents we're like group banding together, and there's all these books about it. You know, there's the book The Anxious Generation. There's a lot of groups that they just banned LAUSD from. You know, they just banned, I think. Didn't they just ban?
They've banned it in all sorts of places.
But they were kind of letting some kids come with phones, and then what happens on the playground, they start showing shocking things to the little ones or to any of them, you know? I mean, literally the principal told me that. The kids get out, they figure out how to break through the firewall.
Wow.
And so they have their phones, and they're like on the playground for an hour. But anyway, that's
and you're
not
like,
happening.
Principal, stop telling me, and put the firewall back together.
But yeah, so.
Well, we just immediately jumped right in.
Sorry.
But we usually, traditionally, on a traditional episode of Good Enough, what we start with is our parenting era. And I'm interested to know where you're at in your parenting era. I'm also interested in where you're at. And because I'm self-aware, I'm offering you guys first go.
You want me to go first?
Go first.
Well, I'll just tell you a small thing that happened recently. My daughter told me, she was like looking at, like kind of studying my face. And then she was like, when I get older and get a mustache, I'm going to shave it.
What? First of all, no mustache on this.
I have a small.
I'm looking from this angle where I can see just
I
this.
don't see anything.
It's the peachiest of fuzz that exists on every part of
I'm
your.
Italian. It's black.
It's black?
It's on the sides.
Wait, do you?
I didn't think you could
come
see
closer.
It.
You do not have little black mustache on the
is
side.
so funny.
Sign that. Well, anyway, the point is, I said, you know what? I like my mustache, and I think it looks cool. That's what I said.
Great, you're
to her.
practicing the thing. You're practicing the thing that you were practicing with her with bullies, where it's like, I like me, and you can't undo the pride I have for myself. That's okay. I like me.
But yeah, it's baby steps I'm taking.
I mean, it's taking everything in me to not drive to where she is and show her pictures of when I was 12. It was full Tom Selleck. It's like that's something to deal with.
So funny.
Well, there was some really good lighting, and we saw it. So
all right.
So that's an era, just sort of trying to like
model having a mustache.
And I did feel a little like.
If you hear noises, it's Natasha's dog, Captain, licking his dick.
I did feel a little weird, like wanting to shave it after she said that.
Shave it though.
Or
don't
like
shave
pluck it. What
yeah,
do you do?
not shave it. That's a
I think
trick.
it's probably maybe wax it.
Shave it, it comes back
don't know.
thicker. Pluck it, fine, that's good. In my day, electrolysis was the only way.
Oh,
Or
threading?
laser.
Laser's now the way, but
Yeah.
only dark hair on light skin.
Okay.
Dark hair, dark skin, no good laser.
Okay.
I also sadly went to an electrolytician that did not have her machine plugged in for 2 years every week. But it was like, but it was a deal. And deals. I come from a long lineage of people that love deals.
For 2
You
years?
love
I
deals,
went
Sabrina.
to Ida for 2 years. Not only did she not get rid of my mustache, but she did cut my hair in the most insane Princess Diana shape that
I
made me
cannot.
clinically depressed.
Have you ever gotten one of those lollipop waxes they stick up your nose?
Oh, of course.
No.
Because famously, my way into pickleball was that I won a tournament that June Diane Raphael was putting on and got a 1 year unlimited to European wax center.
Oh
and
my
you
God.
know what I was doing. I was like, wax me whole damn body, bitch. It's free.
And they put the lollipop up your nose?
Yeah, they snatched it out.
Ooh,
I
it
can't.
hurts.
I can't.
They
It really
snatched it right
hurts.
out.
Okay, so that's my era. Ashley?
Oh man, there's so many eras I'm in. I would say like,
You've got a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old.
and yeah, she's like 20
Ooh,
months.
That's a
20.
lot.
So I
20
feel like
months?
it's more like we're trying to survive feeling,
Survival era.
survival area.
Yeah, the war paint.
Yeah, Juju's kind of gone into like a little bit of like night terrors recently. So it's like the waking up and screaming type of thing. And we're like, whoo!
Wait, her name's Jupiter and her nickname's Juju?
Yeah,
That is so cute.
yeah, Jupiter Iris.
I love it.
And then Emerson is just
Again,
she's-
is she named after Ralph Waldo?
Chris named her the first name. I
Who's
was
Ralph Waldo?
actually.
Ralph Waldo Emerson?
Is that a writer? It's
Yeah, guys.
yes. Is it a poetry writer?
Well, he was big in the transcendental movement. It's
Yes.
like
Look,
it's
you can't be too
poems,
big
but-
for your britches when we saw what your laptop looks like, okay?
No,
You can be as
definitely-
fancy as you
My
want.
daughter has been using
You
my
said
laptop.
transcendental.
All those
That's
fingerprints
very
look like
much
your
my
size.
husband.
Okay.
So at first her name was Clover.
Wait, you didn't even ask him who you were naming it after?
No, because he was
She
just
was
doing the middle
tired.
name.
She had a 5-year-old.
I was
She's
like,
"You
listen,
name
I do the
her."
first names. He does the middle names usually.
Okay, so Clover was first.
Clover was the first name. I was like, this is, Clover. And I was like, you get to name the middle name again. And because he liked Clover. And so
I like Clover.
Wait, Emerson's name is Clover?
Emerson was Clover. And
Okay.
then it was going to be Clover Emerson. And I was like, wait, no, I love Emerson. And so
Yes.
it became Emerson Clover. I also didn't want to be that family that was like the two woo-woo kids' names. It was like Jupiter is so like out there. Even though
Yes.
she told me the other day, she's like, oh my God. She goes, Mom, have you ever heard of the name? What was the name? Linda. Isn't that like so strange? I was like, girl, if you only knew.
Right, they don't have any Jennies. They don't have any Lindas.
she's
No
like,
Debbies.
Linda.
Linda's such a weird name.
What even
Kathy's.
is that? What planet is
She's
Linda?
like, what is that? And I was like, not going to tell her that people are going to say that that's probably your name. But yeah, basically, I loved Emerson. I was like, it has to be Emerson Clover. It's so good.
It sounds
So-
good like that.
I know. It was like really beautiful. And so Emerson is 20 months and she's like a different baby than Jupiter. Jupiter was like very, I don't know if this is why, but it was like during COVID, I sat a lot on the sofa. Obviously, we were all home. And so Jupiter can like focus in on something and like just chill. And she's very good at that. Emerson, when I was pregnant with her, I was constantly working. So I was constantly moving. She does not stop moving. Like the baby is just like, she's just walking around. She's got to be busy doing things. She's great at organizing, to be honest. Like she cleans up after herself. She's
the 20-month-old Emerson.
The 20-month-old. She's a Virgo though. Virgos,
bring that
like,
Virgo over to my house.
I mean,
Wait, she does tasks?
Like what
she
kinds
literally
of tasks?
will like loves to take out like she'll go into the pantries and she'll take like the glass bottles or like, you know, like whatever bottles, and then she'll do things with it and then she'll put them back. Like it's her favorite thing is to put them back, take them out, put them back. It's like really funny. If she puts her toys out of her basket, she will put them back in her basket.
Oh my God.
I'm like, she's me. That is so me. It's like Jupiter just leaves everything everywhere. And I'm like, that's Chris.
That's me.
I'm so over that. I am just like, pick this up.
I know.
And it's like, I am going to say this 90,000 times, I guess. Like,
I've become my mom. Like my mom was the same way, where it was like, Ashley, make your bed. Ashley, make your bed. And I was like, no, because you're going to do it, Mom. And like, she did do it. And so Jupiter is like, Mom, you're going to clean up after me, because I clean up. I just like always, and I'm like, Juju, you can clean up. And she's like, she's like, you're going to do it for me.
Wait, are you going to change the ancestry, or you're going to do exactly what your mom?
I'm going to try to change it. She literally looked at me, you guys. There was 1 week. This was so funny. I think this was 2 years ago. So she had to be like 3. We were at the airport, and the couple days before, I was at a coffee spot, and there was somebody that came up to me and they recognized me, and they're like, "Oh my God, you are such an icon." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. Like, nice to meet you." I was like, "That's so sweet." That same like week, my daughter looked at me and Chris was like, "Okay, we got to get on the plane. Like, let's clean up our crayons." And she was like, Mom can do it. Mom can do it. She's my cleaner." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you're my cleaner." And I was like, "How is that like, to someone I'm an icon, to my daughter I'm just her cleaner?"
Yes.
I was like, that is so like grounding.
Does your daughter
Motherhood's
clock
humiliating.
when those moments just the other day, I found a lesbian who was a fan of mine at Cookbook. I bought a loaf of bread, and I got the compliment, and Wolfie never acknowledges it. And then I'm in this loser mentality after, where I've got to bring it up. I go, "Did you see? She really liked me, didn't she?" And he's like, yeah. "What are we doing?" And I'm like, "Please,
I love Wolfie.
notice me."
there's nothing for you in making him notice.
I know,
Wolfie's
it's so
just
much
like-
cooler. He did notice, but I'm
noticed it.
addicted to, that's loser.
I feel like he
That's
doesn't
loser.
care much about that stuff. He's such a little grounded, like earthy nature. Like he's just like a nature baby. Like
Yes.
he's like whatever. Like that's
I
just who
know.
he is.
I guess there is this feeling of like, in the moment where she's like, "You're my cleaner," you're a little bit like, "Bitch, did you hear I was an icon?
I'm like, do you know who
Do
I
you
am?"
know?
Just kidding.
You see how they treat me at the airport.
Also,
Get your crayons.
You know what's funny, Sabrina? Last week you were complaining that Shauna wasn't impressed that you were on a video.
No, Shauna and Wolfie equally.
Sabrina's life is just making sure she shows her
I'm
family.
just like just buying billboards for myself, walking by, being like, "Does anyone notice anything different around here?"
Well, maybe
It is
it'll-
what drives her.
It is.
it'll keep you going.
I do know it's the part of me that if I could, maybe I could really harness some power if I change that. To get that
Why
desperate
don't you
out of
try-
it.
I do have to say,
Yeah.
Wolfie does notice me.
Yeah.
I'm on Phineas and Ferb.
Okay, well, fuck you.
He was like, "Oh my God."
You are on Phineas and Ferb.
Ashley's on Phineas and
Yes,
Ferb.
and by the way, Jupiter, so Ashley invited us to one of Wolfie's favorite shows, Phineas and Ferb. The creator, what's his name?
Oh, Dan.
Dan, so sweet, drew a picture for Wolfie, signed it. Jupiter is there, Ashley's daughter, who arguably crushing on Wolfie.
I've had to deal with this since she was like 4 years old. She's in love with Wolfie. Like she
I
said
think
she's going to
everyone's in
marry
love with
Wolfie.
I think my daughter's always like, "What's Wolfie doing?"
I mean, Wolfie is the cutest.
Well, because
Yeah,
he's
well-
also cool. He's not
He's
annoying.
very cool.
He doesn't like, he's gentle. He can kind of play with the girls and the boys.
Yeah.
I think it's like this, it's like it comes from Shauna and our donor. Both of them are just like very like in themselves. Like,
Yeah.
I met Shauna. I saw her. She was dancing. I was like, I want to be invited to the party that she's created inside her body.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, and honestly, like, as I see these, like, relationships around me crash and burn, I'm like, this is what we have to crystallize in our kids. And instead, I'm like, did you see? They know, they recognize me. And I'm like, that's not the way. We have to crystallize in our kids that they are just like, they should be in their party. Mm-hmm. Never stop your own party. But Jupiter also in her party, and your daughter as well. But when Wolfie came to see the show, she was such a excellent host. Like, she was so good at, she was like, Wolfie, you want some popcorn? Like, this is where the chocolates are. You want a Sprite? Like, she was just like, she knew the ropes around where you record the show, and she was like there to like make him feel welcome.
I know.
And it's like, the fact that this is the daughter of a famous person is like, that's like shocking. And I wanted to ask you what you attribute that to. You know, like, we're all telling our kids 1,000 times something, but how did that happen for this girl that's been on private planes, I'm sure? Like, the airport wasn't regular airport. I'm imagining where you were cleaning up the crayons. There was like a sultan from Dubai next.
Oh my God. I'm not going to talk about that.
No, me neither. I'm not going to either. And that's why I said.
But your daughter is this, grounded hostess. Like, yes, how
I just would say, like, I mean, my husband is such a big part of, like, he's a mindful parent, and I swear he's just been like, he's just one of those people that knows everything. He's sober, and he's 18 years sober, so he's just done so much work on himself. And
mine too.
He's just someone I can talk to about anything. I'll be like, this is happening in my life. And like, he is like just a sounding board and is so great and just knows so much. And I obviously like think that, one of our things is like, we want her to be confident and kind. And I think that she started to show these things recently, which I'm so proud of her. But like, we did this like book, which is like, learning your boundaries for your body. And we had our friend over, and like her and his daughter were playing, and he was tickling, and she goes, please don't tickle me. Like, and she felt confident enough to say that. And I was like, go Juju. Yeah. She was like, to be able to be open and just say that to somebody and not be scared. Like, love that. Like, that's all I could ask for in my daughter.
And
like,
I think you really do have to teach them that.
You
because
do.
I got some books for my daughter recently. She's a little older, and it was about like friendships, and I don't know if it was romantic, but it was just like friendships and how to treat your friends. And at one point she showed me this passage, and she's like, look, it says that if a boy or a girl, if they're doing something to you or kissing you and you don't want them to, you just say no. And she was like telling me that. Yeah. Like, it's hot information.
Yeah. She was like, let me tell you.
And I'm like, oh, she didn't even know. Like, it's like, it's kind of shocking what they don't know. Why would they?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
She's down the, she's a little too young to know about like someone trying to kiss her. But also, I don't know. She's going away to sleepaway camp in 2 weeks. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
How are you feeling about that?
It seems really... I'm scared, but...
Do you think you'll go stay nearby and do binoculars?
No,
okay.
You can't.
Well,
it's really
I wouldn't
far.
either then.
I'm actually putting her on a bus, and then she's driving 3 hours.
Whoa.
That's what she wanted to do.
Are you going to call me and start losing your mind with me? Or are we going to do so much
It's only 6 days.
Party?
That's not bad.
And she really wants to do it. I don't know why, because she's very attached to us, but she just has this like really strong thing in her head that...
I feel like it's probably like the most fun. Like, I mean, I always think of like Parent Trap.
That's why she likes it. From Bunked.
Oh,
from Parent Trap.
Yes.
It's from all these TV shows.
Yep.
Wait, so Ashley, I read your blog, and you have very strong opinions about sleepovers. Mm-hmm. So how about sleepaway camp? Are you like, hell no?
I mean, no, I think that's like fine. I think sleepaway camp is like a different thing. But I just feel like, sleepovers, it's more personal. I feel like
you're in someone's home.
You're in someone's home, and you just don't know how, those parents talk to each other in front of the kids or how they are. Like, you might know somebody.
You don't want them talking better than you talk with your partner, and then you're like, all right, competition. God,
you just
they
like,
have
there's
a dynamic.
too many things that you're just like, and I think from our generation, we learned so much, and I just felt like very vulnerable when I was younger. I was at my best friend's house, and I mentioned in the blog, but I was like, I was a sleepwalker when I was younger. And she had an older brother, and his friends were all over. And the next morning, they were like, yo, Ashley, like, you were sleepwalking, and you came down the stairs and walked around in front of us. And, like, we were all, like, you know, trying to be like, Ashley, wake up. And it was, like, something I do not remember. And I hated that feeling.
So you get up in the middle of the night and you're walking around in front of the boys?
I walked around, well, because he had a sleepover with his friends. I was upstairs with Kim and, like, my best friend, and I guess I woke up in the middle of the night. They were still watching, like, movies or something, and I came downstairs and walked around, like, the stairwell, like, 3 times.
You were like, welcome to Hollister.
They were probably freaked out, to be honest. I would have been freaked out. And
Did you know you did this?
I didn't know, because during your sleepwalking, you don't remember.
By the way, this seems like something that I would fully have done
That was the first time I
heard
that I sleptwalked. But I did sleepwalk a couple times after that. But like into my parents' room one time. So I did have a sleepwalking thing that I did not know of. But to be told that someone was watching me do that and like a bunch of like boys and they had, it felt very vulnerable that I was like, wait, what? I don't even remember that happening. And so I just didn't like that feeling, and I don't know. There's just like too many things, and I feel like there's ways to go around it. Like you can go on vacation with your friends and have sleepovers with the girls in like the hotel rooms and make it safe that way. But I just don't like.
You would host the sleepover.
I would definitely host a sleepover. I think for me, I don't.
And then the little girls go home and they're like, Jupiter's mom woke up in the middle of the night and started walking around in circles.
Well, I definitely grew out of that.
My kid, like, you know, she just got invited to a birthday sleepover and there was like 5 girls from her school going, and it's like, am I supposed to say no?
I just think that you let her go to the party, and then like there's a time that you pick her up. Also, I never made it through really a sleepover. I always called. I was like, can I talk to my mom and dad? And they would have to pick me up every single time.
I did that.
I would go and pretend I'm sleeping over at my friend's house, and at like probably midnight, that kid's parent had to call and guess who it was? My dad was picking me up, and he was like, Ashley, not again. And it's just like, so I don't even know if like Jupiter would even, you know, who knows? She might. She's like a pretty independent person, but I don't know. I just feel like there's ways to make it still fun, but like I just don't want to take, I just don't feel comfortable with it.
Here's a hack. Get one of those really ugly ass big trampolines in your backyard, and then everyone comes to your house.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have one?
No, I can't fit one in my yard because it goes on a slope. But they're
so ugly.
They just love those trampolines.
Because I've noticed.
Get a rusty nail.
No, I've noticed that all the houses that everyone wants to go to.
But that's a liability
is
too.
The trampoline.
It's like you're moving from like potential molestation to certain decapitation.
I'm building my house right now, so I will make sure there's a trampoline.
Don't put trampolines. Guys, you've seen the reels.
No,
have you not seen the reels?
They have new ones that don't have springs.
Okay.
The springs are
Natasha,
not exposed.
you are not on social media. Social media is full of women dressed in nurses' gear that are going like, here are the top 5 reasons that people come to the ICU when they are children. And it's always trampoline.
Wow.
Really?
Okay.
It's always trampoline. It's scooter. It's motorized scooter. It's bikes with no helmet. It's bikes in general.
Wow.
Just keep your kids on the couch.
Keep them on the couch.
We have an audience question, but do we have someone to play it? Yeah. Mo, you're so demure today. You blended right into the couch you're sitting on.
Hello, Good Enough Podcast. I am getting in touch with a question. I had a baby 4 months ago, and I'm 36 years old, so it's a little bit later in life to be having a kid, and I feel like I had really created a life that I loved, that was very nourishing, and there's a lot that I love about my new life as a mom, but I'm really struggling with grief for the life I lost, and I was wondering what your experiences were with that, if you experienced that, and if so, how long it takes to make that adjustment. Love the pod. Thanks, guys.
Imagine all 3 of us are like, we don't know what you're talking about,
No.
and you're acting crazy.
I like that just literally hit something,
Really?
a nerve in me. Yeah, because I remember like after Jupiter just going through that grief.
Yeah.
And it was so hard for me because I was in postpartum depression, and I was so happy to have this baby, but I was like, you're feeling all these feelings, and I think I was actually around the same age, but I remember just being like, who am I now? Like, who am I? I knew myself for so long, like, and I never went through, you know, I think probably being an actor my whole life, I just always knew what I wanted. So I never went through like that who am I stage, like after high school or college. And so this was the first time I went through that. And I just remember my therapist saying like basically it's like you're in a maze and you're trying to get through it and you have to get to the other side because you'll never go back to the person you once were. Like once you become a mom, like you can never go back to that life that you had before. And I thought that was really like just a lot. And it was really hard. Unfortunately, it did take me 2 years to get out of that. Like it was
That's what they say, right?
I was going to say, I'm hoping in 10 years my spark's back.
In 10
really?
years?
10 years?
You're sparkling.
No, I feel like once she's in college, I can maybe like.
No, guys,
Wait,
come on.
that cannot,
guys.
Yeah. It only did take me 2 years. Don't give her bad news.
Don't give her a 10-year. No, Natasha,
What?
just come to the desert with us this weekend.
I didn't even brush my teeth this morning. I had to ask Gia if she
I
had
heard
a
you
toothbrush
ask Gia
in
for
her
a toothbrush.
car.
I thought, she's doing extra
my
toothbrushing,
God.
but this is the first toothbrush?
Well, because it's
Now she's losing
Your earrings falling out.
I'm just like, it was everything.
Maybe it is going to take 10 years.
It was everything I could do this morning to just get her in the car I had to bring the dog because he needed to get walked. He didn't get walked. Where's my earring? It's hard.
Natasha, you just pissed yourself. You guys. No, it's hard, but I think that finding glimmers of it is like it is okay, first of all,
It's just different.
she says as she throws her earring on the table.
It is different.
But it's amazing because like I went to this party. You never came. You were too tired. I went
was
to this party
tired.
this weekend. And I was talking to people and talking to all these people. And then I was like, I just want to go home and watch Little House on the Prairie with my daughter.
Yeah.
And put her down. Because like, it is like, that is a little more, it just nourishes me a little bit more.
But you had the choice. And so this
I did try to
caller
go out
will
to the
have the
party.
choice later. Later
Right.
on, you will start to manifest a little bit of an opening to go to a party. And like the other side of the maze is that you're at the party, you have everything that you thought you wanted.
Yeah.
And it's not actually what you wanted because you'd rather be watching this show about people churning butter with your
Well,
child.
it was like our routine. And then she didn't want the new babysitter to put her down. And it's like, I just am like living a little bit for both of us now.
I think you grieve in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because it's so new of like all of those things. But then you have to realize you're not stuck in that. You're going to like, the baby is going to get older and you will start to feel a little bit of freedom when they start going to school and you're going to be like, oh, wait, I'm not feeling so guilty now when I'm working. And, you know, now she's at school because like before for me, it was like, oh my gosh, when she wasn't at like preschool, I was like, oh man, I'm not with her and I'm working, and that felt really scary and sad. And so it's just like, man, this is so hard being a mom. But I do think there's just like that moment, and then you realize like you're not like, kids are always changing, and and then you start to be like, I want to hold on to all the moments,
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
And I want to make sure I don't like let this moment slip by. And
It's so
It's like
true.
first baby versus second baby. Like first baby,
Yeah.
you're like surviving the moment, and second baby, you realize how
Like,
fleeting
how
it is,
fleeting.
and so you're like, okay, I'm gonna hold on to the cute parts and know
Yes.
that the like sleep deprivation and all that will go away.
It's like those times in your life where you're like, oh my God, that was like such a great time and I didn't even realize it. Or that was the
No.
best job
Yeah.
and I didn't even appreciate it while I had it. It's
Isn't
like
it like you get home from a trip and like when people ask like, how was Bangladesh, which is where our family vacations every summer. We remember like the lady ripping you off at the airport. You remember getting lost in the rain. And it's like you hold on to those moments, I think, because like survival and the way the human brain works, but you treasure the fact that you got through it. And I think you'll look back at this moment, even though it's, you know, you're right to be depressed and feel longing for what you're missing. And you will long for this moment too. And one thing that I think, and I also have to say, I'm like a poser because I am a woman, but I'm not, I didn't have the hormone aspects. But I do feel like Shauna and I, like our ethos with the kids and something that saved us from too much missing our old identity is that we're like, this kid is coming to our party.
That is so true.
This
for you
kid
and
is
Shauna.
coming to our party.
Yeah.
Wolfie has been sleeping in a stroller in a bar in Brooklyn at 1 a.m. for better or for worse.
You literally know how to like, I mean, and that is something that I have always known about you guys is like, I remember you were like, we want to have a second. And I was like, how are you going to fit that into your lifestyle?
You just do.
You do.
Yeah,
I love
you
that.
just do.
They're coming to your party.
They're coming to
They
your
are.
party. They, like, think about it as someone coming from like a completely different country and they're visiting your hometown. You don't say like, what restaurant do you want to go to? You're like, this is where we eat.
That's how I am
This
with
is
Jupiter.
what time we eat.
Like, what do you want to do?
What do you think is cool? Well, that's Natasha too.
That's me.
But it's like you are the Sherpa and they're in the backpack and you're bringing them with you. And if all you have right now is like the energy to like just get through the day, then fucking congratulations, you did it. But if you start to feel like, okay, I'm noticing the pattern, the rhythm of the sleep, the rhythm of all this, and I'm going to start to splice in things that are about my joy and referencing my old life, then I bet you can get there faster than the 10-year mark.
I have such an amazing blessing because I have a niece who's 16. So I've gotten to see just her grow up, and she got to the age of like 13 and she just like, I don't need to hang out with you anymore. Like, and I was like, wait, don't you want to spend? And she's like, she has her own like life going on. And I'm like, so I know how it gets to that age and how there's just that certain amount of time when they're younger that they want to be with you at all times. And then one day they're going to be like, I want to be with my friends. And so seeing that, it makes me go and hold on to all the moments with like the younger ones.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you'll make it through, you know, and but just cherish. Even when I was in the thick of postpartum depression, I was just like, I had that perspective still of being like, she's only this age right now. And then it's like, she's not going to be a newborn anymore. And then she's going to be a baby. And like, and now she's 5. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to kindergarten. And I'm like, this is so crazy. Like my poor daughter deals with me every birthday crying on her birthday. And she's looking at me like, Mom. And I'm just like, I'm so proud of you. But I'm also just like, oh my God, she's like another year older. And
No,
it's like
it is so emotional.
like emotional.
Well, also emotional. We've reached the end of our time together.
Oh my God,
But we can
that was so fleeting.
It's just like the arc of growing up. We were once absolutely newborn on this podcast, and now we're ready to go to college.
Oh my gosh.
And if all of these tips on postpartum have not helped, if all else fails, online gambling. Baby goes to sleep. You start with like $30.
Oh my God, I forgot
Sabrina,
you did
I love
this.
your.
This is not real. This is fake. Don't
yeah.
online gamble. But if
I
you
thought
want to
you
get
did
into
this.
poker, no, I play poker. I
play poker
I was
online.
making a joke of if it got too far.
Oh my God.
No, poker online is fantastic. Don't get into it right now when you have sleep in the tank. All right, let's say it together. I love you guys more than come on.
I don't know what this is.
None of us do.
Oh,
most people, but sometimes you annoy me, and that's okay. In closing,
Is this your closer every time?
No, we're going to cut this out. No, I'm just kidding. We can keep it in.
I'm gonna triple it.
I thought we got off saying, I hope you never meet anyone like you.
We usually do. As always, I hope you never meet anyone like you. Keep your earrings in your ears.
And
Have a good
cherish
week.
the moments.
And cherish the love.
Cherish the moments.
See, I'm addicted to the podcast. I can't end it.